This is the slowed down version of the Mojo. Again, viewers' discretion is advised. Please do not attempt to activate these upgrades, these Mojos, while driving or while driving or operating any dangerous machinery. You need to be in a focused, relaxed state, please. First things first, start by clearing your channels. So you would speak as a voice interactive system. This Mojo is designed to cleanse of board contamination and recalibration of your virus protector, which is Operation Clean Sweep. So you're going to state operations after you've cleared your channels. Please activate Operation Clean Sweep, Neuralizer, Rejuvenation. And then there's what's the clean sweep is going to do is it's going to scan your avatar and decide on what you need to balance and get you prepared for first contact. As in order to be part of this first contact, part of the mission, your avatar needs to be calibrated. You have to be vibrating an awareness level. It's about becoming, returning to consciousness. And um, cutting all these cords of attachments that you have in the menagerie that would keep you from being able to deploy out. Because the system is set up that if you are contaminated and entangled, you cannot go back to the real in that state. The system is also designed, this is the menagerie, it is a place of training and learning, and where programs program per se, and when you graduate you become sentient, or as some say, with soul. You become, instead of being a fractal piece, unaware program, you become sentient and an individual. This is also designed to help these, especially these ones that have been in the religious indoctrination, cleansing, and got to cleanse, and of course repairing your third eye. Many their third eyes were damaged. They were damaged intentionally when these priests did ritualistic sacred geometry, black magic, basically over the third eye to blind, because they needed you to be blind so that you did not know what they actually really looked like or what their true intent was. That their intent was to harm. What else? We want to talk about. They are protesting all over the simulator. They people will not comply. Their bodies, their freedom. You have a right to be free, unalienable right, and no one can mandate that you have to be injected with a foreign substance that you don't know anything about. Um, that is per the Libra Code, but you have to know that you have those unalienable rights and you do not comply. That's what those people are doing. They will not comply. Nobody needs to be vaccinated. We are born with natural immunities. These drugs that we've been introduced into our environment, part of the secret covenant, as these ones were attempting to dominate and control and
Mm-hmm.
manage us like they would cattle.
Cattle. Right.
And they were indoctrinating us to believe that we needed to be vaccinated. I don't even like the way that sounds.
No.
And actually, the truth was, my father was in the service. They would shoot. We had My father had many assignments that he went over to Asia. My father had two tours on Okinawa, and I remember us being shot. We would sometimes had to go to the military hospital, and they gave us two shots in each arms, and we were little kids, and we were laid out, just moaning and groaning for 2 days, hurting everywhere. And
Wow.
the logic of being shot up with the live cultures of a virus. See how they have twisted our minds, and then they
Mm-hmm.
reinforced it with the CDC, the Central of Disease and Control.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a corporation, and
Right.
they were part of the pharmaceutical big pharma agenda,
Right, mother.
and these ones telling you that they're making these drugs to combat these diseases that they manifested in the first doggone place.
Right.
They're bioweapons. And we countered them with the antivirus. None of these viruses exist now, just antivirus. And you mojo taking accepting these mojos and
Mm-hmm.
keeping your avatar clean as you upgrade to the crystalline, and the crystalline avatars are free, are protected. They cannot be contaminated with the Borg physically, but you have to make sure that you also clear your mind.
Yes.
You have to clear your mind of all this nonsense and absolutely cancel the voters' registration. We are a republic, and you need to educate yourself on the difference between a republic and a democracy. Republic is what we are. Texas, the Lone Star State, is a republic, and the United Federation of Planets, republic, we are domiciled in Texas.
Yes, mother.
We are under universal law, and the deep state is down in this now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've slowed this down so you can get a good look
Right. Cord
at
cutting could help a bit.
confirm. We
Cord
have a
cutting.
cord cutting exercise to help you cut the cords of attachment.
Right.
But remember, this is the menagerie, so it is an illusion of the mind.
Confirm, mother.
I'm not a photographer, so nothing that I do is perfect. It's always spontaneous because the truth is not scripted.
Confirm. Doing
Um,
good.
Sananda is working on getting us a new Patreon up.
Explain who Sananda is. Mother.
Sananda is my wonderful son. He's also known as Prime Creator Fafi L, or AKA in the simulator Tom Price. But many of us were using Fafiel is one of his personas, but he is Core, he is Sananda, and very, very. He was also kind of the model, I guess you could say, that they were when they were. We won't even go there, but it's Sananda, and we're trying to get used to calling him by his actual affiliation, his actual true affiliation. When he came into the simulator, to he came in because he didn't know what had happened to me. He was looking for me, and when he came in, of course, these creeps had broken in and they were running, raising hell all through the simulator, and they attacked Sananda. It was pretty horrific. And what they would do is that when they would attack us and they would torture us horribly and dismember, sacrifice us and dismember us and put us under black magic spells in a loop. So we were in a what we call a soul trauma, you know, locked in a soul trauma, and then they would mess with us, mess with our heads. We were trapped in here. So
Right.
um and there were ways like the congestion and pneumonia and things that people were experiencing. That's due to a black magic microplasma infection. And what that is that they were able to program this nano carbon clay based nano plasma like material to make your avatar sick. And then they would just program different types of diseases. And as you notice,
Right.
most of
Mhm.
these bioweapons, these diseases were centered on contaminating the blood, because to them that was the core, because the blood ran through every part of your avatar,
Yes, mother.
and so it would be the facilitator of the infection. You need to also read up on mycoplasma. Spell it, Nazi. It's
M I
M-Y.
M Y CROPLASMA.
No, mycoplasma.
Micro.
Myco.
SMA.
Mycoplasma. Plasma.
Right.
Mycoplasma. And that's the key word. Plasma, that's the actual physical material of what we call the black goo. It's black magic, sacred geometry, holographic programming, and they were able to contaminate us by us just watching videos. And then why they would use the porn. Porn
On.
is a
Mhm.
soul eater program where they could contaminate you, get you all twisted,
Mhm.
because we got people walking around here that like to be beaten, and they get off on that. That is not normal. And then they created what? They created a pain creature
Pain. Right.
that would harvest that. And sexual energy is very, very powerful, in this programming. But this assault on the mind, and then they were assaulting us physically because they were contaminating our food and water. The, the, the ganji was contaminated with nanites.
Mhm.
We were blanketed in this contamination. of
Everything.
mind, body, and spirit, so to speak.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power, my little pretties, my little dillies and davies, my wonderful, awesome children. You can do it. We're giving you the tools. You're not powerless. And by accepting these upgrades and breaking the cord of disillusionment, choosing to see all that is in front of you, not being in denial, stand up for your unalienable rights, do not comply, do not agree to be the legal fiction, the straw
Straw
man,
man.
the
Right.
all name, cancel the voters registration. That's your first step
Step.
in breaking the spell. Because remember, they've been wielding spells around us.
Hmm.
They had you distracted, got you watching football and basketball, and it's fixed, already rigged. And the same thing with the voting. And you wasn't voting for anybody. You've just given a proxy because you didn't agree to be agreed to be the goem pretty much, the
Hmm.
property, and then they had you picking, giving your votes to whoever was going to get the most votes, and that was going to lord over you.
Right.
And these politicians were nothing but actors, and they were trained in the act of deception, the act of lying, the same as the actors and actresses of the entertainment industry, which sports falls into that entertainment industry, journalists, entertainment industry, and the fact that they would go to a court and get a protection that they could lie to you, and they tell you it's news, but they could
Hmm.
tell you these
Right.
lies, this stuff that they did scripted up, made up. They were making up stories about people being abducted and being killed, and you know, to get ratings. They were doing the false flags, so-called police shootings, all this stuff, and it was all deception,
Right.
because you have to look at the intent behind it. And that's why we gave you the Pinocchio application, so you could see the true intent. And if your third eye is clean and functioning properly, you see past the illusion. You have an absolute knowing. We can look at we'll pull up stuff. We don't even bother to even open up the videos. We can take one look, and we've been so trained, and we are in tune with our knowing and our tools. We see past the illusion.
Right.
Look at that go.
I see. Oh, that.
And as you can see, there are many, many, many beings. Those are all these zetas, is what I'm being told. And
All right.
my zeta composition, and I have the bazookas. Um,
Bazooka.
they're
Yes.
all they're all part, and they make up the visual. It's the material. It's crystalline. It is my isness, and there are two of us, Father and I. We are the creators. First being, I am the first being female half, and he is the first being male half.
Confirm, mother.
And we are real, real, real.
Yes, we are.
Real, real deal. In this now,
In this now.
and these are just my different hues. And there'll be more information coming out. We'll have when I activate the sapphire tablets. Father wrote the emerald tablets, and we've had those locked up. The stuff that they were producing out there is not the real emerald tablets.
Confirm.
And we do have the
Not the
crystal. I have the
skull.
crystal skulls.
Right.
I have the crystal skulls. They've been under. I had hid them, and they contain all of the records. There are 13 crystal skulls. I have things that will come to surface. The real
Yes.
head of the segment monument will be replaced. That's sitting on the what many think they call the Sphinx. That is
Mhm.
actually my segment monument, and it's just one of many that Father had built in showing un his eternal love.
Eternal.
We, Father and I, we are a loving, we're a loving couple, and we love all of you. And we've been here in this fight to recover our system. Mission accomplished. Now we must heal. We must heal, and there's going to have to be some drastic cleaning done to the training simulator.
Right.
Thank you again
Yes.
for your service to the one in transmission.